It's me, Jason, again. So I had a buyer who are interested about pre-construction, and they are not actually based here in Honolulu. They actually from U.S. mainland, but they saw all these beautiful brochure and also the online graphic rendering about the new construction, like how beautiful it is, the amenities and everything. But they have questions about what are the typical things that they have to kind of watch out for when they are looking for pre-construction. To people who like brand new items, there's no doubt about buying pre-construction will be your best bet, because nobody has ever lived there and you are the first person being over there, turning the key and getting into your own place. So that kind of like a freshness, nothing can replace that. However, buying pre-construction, there are a couple of things that you may want to kind of, as a buyer, you may want to really look at it, because even when you look at the drawing, they may not really tell you the full picture of it. One of the complaints that I always heard from buyer who got into the unit is they couldn't believe about the noise coming through the wall was so easily. Like the neighbors next door, they were turning on the TV, and at night, the bedrooms and the living room, the dining room, that's where the wall was, and they could hear every single thing that what the neighbor was talking about. So again, something like that in the floor plan or even in the disclosure from the pre-construction contract, you really have no idea about how the soundproofing is being done per unit. And also some other thing that people may not be noticed is about if the developer is really decent, they probably will be telling you about where the garbage room, the trash chute, all of those considered to be, I would say, like a nuisance that you have to deal with because of the smell and also for the pests that may coming out from the trash room. You definitely want to find out about where the room is being dedicated for. But the problem is for the pre-construction contract, 99.9% the developer has the final say about how they want to reconfigure common properties, like how they think certain area may be reconfigured or change it. So maybe at the moment when you sign your contract, you believe the trash room was actually down the hallway, but because there's maybe a mechanical or some other logistic issue, the developer actually have to move the trash room to be more closer to the elevator or closer to your own unit. That could happen. I'm not saying here in Honolulu, but in Vancouver, that could happen. Because the thing is, most of these pre-construction contracts, they are not standard MLS contract, which means they are not governed by Board of Realtors here in Honolulu. So, and all of these are really a custom legal document that the developer hire their own legal teams to come up with that contract. So the whole point for that is to kind of protect mostly about the developer's interest if there's any dispute coming out. But here's one thing that you can look at is if the developer, they actually lay out about the trash room, where the trash will be being taken to, and how the trash chute is being set up. I think those are actually will be more like a honest and more humble floor plan that you can review. But I do have cases about when you look at the floor plan and even for the graphics rendering, it will never really show you about those items. And those are the actual important thing that you have to ask the sales center personnel about how the trash is being handled. And then the third thing is about the parking. So a lot of time developer may tell you about this unit will have 1 or 2 parking or even maybe no parking, and you have to find out about where the parking store is. In the old plan, some of the more, I would say, more decent development, they actually have written down the parking store assignment, part of the deed So the parking actually go along with the deed, but as time goes by, I saw more and more of the newer towers. The parkings, they actually is kind of like up for assignment, and you really have to kind of do some research about how the parking store assignment is being done, because I personally have seen some of the towers in the South Shore. They they were saying about the development or the association ultimately have the right to reassign your parking store. So you have to be really careful about how the parking store allocation is being done. You don't want to kind of and also about the size of the parking store. Given about that, a lot of people living in Honolulu, they love to do surfing and they love water sport. More or less, in one household, you may have a minivan or a pickup truck. You definitely want to know about like how big the parking store you can utilize. If the parking store is only for compact, and even for compact car, I've seen some of my clients, they are Honda Fit or a Corolla, like a Prius. They cannot really kind of open the door like with ease. So you have to figure about like what kind of parking store you are getting with the unit that you are thinking about purchasing. So so these are the quick pointers that I come up with about the pre-construction, something that you have to watch out. And I probably will be filling in more ideas to share with everyone as time goes by. But for now, I will say hi and aloha. We'll see you next time then. Okay? Bye.